everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I just wanted to talk about some things for a second. I'm looking for something online before I get started with partially my homework. Let's get started. Looking for a link. Where is it at? Okay. I'm surprised they didn't send me the link earlier. That's weird. I don't have time to do my homework, so I'm just going to talk. I hate talking because then it's just gonna bleed off into something else. So I'm gonna try my best to talk about something positive and not seep into the negative stuff. But um I'll tell y'all what happened positively. So today was a good day. So far, so good. I let me take off my glasses. Hold up. I I was reading. I went to the post office. I went to I don't want to say which post office I went to, but I went to a post office. And it was some weird stuff. I'm just going to tell you the story. It it's sad that this organization has a tracker on my car. They have a tracker on my car. They were way prepared for this when I said I was going to mail it USPS. Had I said I was going to mail it FedEx, the same stuff would have happened, but it would have been a whole lot worse. You know, it could have been robbery or anything. But I knew in my heart that you go to a good post office with cameras all around, that it would show the sneakiness, the vindictiveness, the the negativeness, the just invading your territory. So I sat up there and I got out of the post office, got out of the car per se, and they be thinking that they're so smart. So it was a Hispanic man up at the front with some big box, and all of a sudden there was an issue. It didn't go smoothly, like he paid for his merchandise to be shipped off and he left the building. No, it's always something. When there's a Hispanic man, there's always something. And that's how I know they come in different forms. When they're in different all white territory, they try to push all like a high yellow Hispanic to the area so that they can blend in. If they're at a post office, they have a man dressing in a suit practically to look, formal and look like, there's no issues, nothing to be alert on. And this is a big organization, all for me and other people, because the Democrats possibly, plausibly paid them to do this. That's why they wanted them over. You got some people that straight just murder people. You got some people working for them that spy and track other people. That's their job. So, like I said, he was mailing a box. It cost $300. So he stepped out of line the first time to put his address on the box. It took him 20 minutes to put his address on the box because the first lady that was there, I don't understand how it takes 20 minutes to put your name on a box. So, with a phone or without a phone, it's like he was waiting on someone. So, and he knew he couldn't actually call that person or text that person because he knew all cameras was on him or practically everyone in the store. So what he did was he took 20 minutes because he knew I had two people ahead. And thank God the Caucasian woman sat up there and she had mail and she was going over, well, why this, why that. And by the time she got out of line, he went back in line. He found out it was $300. He said, let me call my people. He stopped. Before that, no, he sat up there and he got out of line. And I just got so grossed out that I sat up there and was like, I have to go to my car. As soon as I went to my car, he turned around and we locked eyes. He turned around and we locked eyes. Why is he looking at me when he should be looking at the box? So I come back in because I'm not looking for something. I'm just playing it off, trying to persuade Tom. And two nice Samaritans was like, you can get back in line where you left off. I'm like, shit. I'm like, damn it, man. But I'm like, they're being nice. Let me take the offer. I'm like, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. It was a Korean dude and a Indian woman. And so I'm like, damn, man. So he finally paid. How does it work? The black lady gets in front, she pays, and then he gets back in line. And then he pays for the merchandise. No, he waits for something else. He goes outside. When he goes outside, I gets in line. He's pretending he's on the phone or he's on the phone, whatever. And I gets on, to the person. I gets up front. And he gave me a paper to send off express. So what I did was I just grabbed it. And by the time I moved, he said move to the first booth, but I moved to the second booth. He was right there. And then he sat up there and paid for his merchandise. He kind of stayed a little bit and then he left. And then he made sure he rubbed it in. He made sure he rubbed it in. He was like, he had to be, he had to make sure he rubbed it in. He was like, this box is going to Ketchikan, Alaska. What are the odds? He said, he's like, I just had to do a favor, but this box is going to Ketchikan, Alaska. I cringed. I really cringed. I was like, yeah, right. This is what they do to me. They use keywords. They use keywords. It's like the Manchurian candidate. They look at my psychiatric file that I told every doctor, good doctor or bad doctor, and they use it against me. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. And he probably was still out in the parking lot. It was so big of a parking lot. I'm not going to drive around the parking lot and try to look for him. But like five other people were coming in as I was leaving. They they have a tracker somehow on my car, and if I got it traced, if I have it traced or checked on, what's going to happen is if you seen what they do when they go across the border, they sit up there and they undo stuff. And they can do it underneath a car too. That's why the Secret Service watch Trump's vehicles, like presidential vehicles. You know, not everybody ends up in a presidential vehicle. And they put it somewhere where the people wouldn't even be able to tell. It's a lot of mechanics out here that are Hispanic in this city. So that's null and void. I would waste my money. So I have plan B. I'm not buying a vehicle no time soon. I'm going to let them think that this is they're winning. Let them follow me amongst Seattle. God, that light. Let them follow me amongst Seattle. Because if I take it off too soon, if they even find it, all they're going to do is put it back on. That's why that guy was tampering with my vehicle. He didn't have enough time to do it, but he put a simple tracer on my car. And then my car sits in the garage. And cars, they figured out the times that the doctor that I scratched car leaves and the guy that sells fruit and like wheat chips leave, and they got down underneath my car somehow. While those two cars were there. That way the camera wouldn't catch them. That's how bad they want to follow me. This unit, I don't mind Hispanics, but I'm getting to the point where I cannot trust none of them. And I have every reason not to trust any of them. I have reason to believe that they're paying people to be here, do stuff that is illegal here so I can complain and I get kicked out. I got a long way to go. A long way. This is just hearsay, but I can prove that they're following me. It's always something when they want to see what's in my hand. It's always something when they want to view what I'm sending off. It's always something. Always. Who sent them? The government, the Democrats. It started low and it aimed high. Just like Trump. That's why he wanted them to go back. And now these liberals want to do everything in their power to keep them from going back. Because this is their job that they do. I've been saying this since 2021, 22. They get paid from somebody. They some of them don't know who, but some of them know who. And it's even worse when it's American Mexican doing it. Because how can you ship them back? They're Americans. I am in danger here, but it's not. I don't know how heavily I'm in danger, actually. I can't say high or low, but if they're following me to that degree, they definitely want me dead some kind of way, but they can't kill me for some type of reason. So they're finding a different approach to get me locked up. You sat up there and ruined my life for 4 years. You've been ruining my life ever since I left my husband. I have reason to believe you probably sent Desiree to have sex with my husband so that we can depart ways. And you knew he would fall for the bait. You knew he would fall for the bait. Democrats. You knew he was all I had. Maybe she didn't know where it was coming from, but she got bribed by somebody that got bribed by somebody. One day what's done in the dark will come in the light, but somebody is going to start snitching on each other. You have ruined my life. I've been homeless for roughly almost 3.5 to 4 years, on foot, on and off, repoing cars because y'all kept following me and kept harassing me. And you won't leave me alone because you know I'm a Trump supporter. It's time that your brethren and you all pay the price. Any way, anything I can do to help Trump, Donald J. Trump, with sending y'all, whether American Hispanic or Hispanic, because y'all won't leave me alone, back to y'all country, I am for it. Because if y'all have a y'all are the one with the mental problem. If you can't stop being bribed and stop following me around. Y'all are mentally unstable. But since you have a one-up where these courthouses and these judges are telling you what's wrong with me, what I talked about in my chart, because people are leaking my information, then you have a one-up on me. And that's a HIPAA law that shouldn't have been done in the first place. So if you violated my HIPAA law, I hope you get fired. Thank you, guys. I have a meeting to get to.
Never waste my time.